When the opponent is lying down and has his legs around your waist, he has you on his guard, which is a classic defensive position and the topic of this next tape. This is the guard position when the person has the legs wrapped around your waist. If you have to be on the bottom, you want to have the opponent inside of your legs like this. Just for the record, if you're inside a person's leg and the legs are not crossed, if it's just like this, you could simply walk over the legs and find yourself on the mounted position, which is the most advantageous for you. However, if the person does cross the legs and keep the legs snug or tight around your waist, you can't just push him down. So what we're going to see now is how to escape from the legs wrapped around the waist. And the first thing you want to do here is to put one hand on the person's bicep like this, on the opponent's bicep, and then put your leg up. Okay? When you put your leg up, a gap is going to happen inside of his leg. So I put my leg up and my hand can now turn. I turn my body slightly sideways so that my hand can go under, and I will wiggle my shoulder underneath his leg, all the way under the shoulder. From this point, my hand will reach out and grab the cloth. If he has a jacket, I'll grab the jacket. If he doesn't, I'll just hold over the shoulder. The idea is the weight of the leg is being carried by my body, not by my arm. I will grab the cloth, shift the position of my legs, putting the back leg up and the front knee down on the ground. And from here, I want to drive his knee towards his head this way, so that I can then put the elbow on the ground and then let my weight come across the side, establishing my position at this point. So the leg goes up, I'm in this position, hold the arm, put the leg up, find myself in base so that he cannot just push me to the side and throw me off balance. So I'm going to spread my legs, center my balance at this point, leg up, turn my body sideways, bring the hand inside of the leg, right on the curve of the knee. That's what you want to work on, right here. Right. Lower my shoulder so that the shoulder is underneath the knee. If the person keeps the legs crossed like this, as I grab the cloth and as I drive the weight to his head, the knee goes to his head, I shift the leg so that I have better support with the back leg. And as I bring the weight to his head, it gets so uncomfortable, the pressure on his back gets so uncomfortable as I bend his spine that way that he has to open the leg. Then I'll plant the elbow on the ground and then stabilize my position across the side like this. So I fall in this person's leg. If the legs are not crossed, I'll just walk over. 1, 2, I'm set. If he does cross the legs, I will put the leg up, thinking of my balance, no rush, hold the arm. This hand goes inside of the leg, inside of the leg. I will lower my shoulder. Sometimes I will use my knee to wedge his leg here so that he can't go down, while I'll slide my shoulder. So my knee is actually helping to put his leg up on my shoulder. Actually, my knee is helping. When I grab to this position here, I'll drive the weight forward until he opens the leg. Then I'll establish my base here and relax it this way or this way. Just take your time. Do the same thing on the other side here. Leg up. My hand goes inside of the leg. Don't muscle with the arm. Be sure to lower the shoulder so that my arm is not using the stress to pass the guard from escape from between his legs. The weight is all on my shoulder, not on my arm. The arm is very relaxed. As I get up here, I shift the legs so that the natural position now makes the weight lean towards his head. Get a hold on the grip on the cloth here and let the body weight come down, elbow on the ground, and then establish the position across the side here. One more time, please. So from here, hold one arm, leg up, the hand goes inside of the leg, lower my shoulder. I'm using my knee to help that knee up my shoulder here. The arm is relaxed. Reach for the collar. If he doesn't have a collar, I'll just find his shoulder, shift the legs, and drive his knee towards his head to a point that he can't hold it anymore. He opens the legs. I'll slide the body weight down, put my elbow on the ground, and establish my position here. At this point, if the person wants to push me out or muscle me out of here, all I want to do is just ride and establish my base. There's no rush. I can just stay here, let him wear himself out, and just kind of ride along for a little bit. From this position here, once he tries to push me out, and I allow myself the time to resist that, I'm going to push his knees away. In case he has a leg on my way here, I'll just clear it out of the way, and then mount to get what I want to be, which is the mounted position, which is the ultimate position for me in a fight. If I'm here, trap the arm, leg up, hand on the same side goes inside of the leg, lower my shoulder, the head now finds the collar, turn the legs around, drive the weight to his neck until it gets so unbearable he has to open the leg. Then I'll put my elbow on the ground and establish my position here. He tries to push me out, I'm just going to use my hands to establish my base, or put this hand on this side, on the back of his hip like this. Then eventually change the position of the legs, push his legs out of the way, and mount. Back on the mounted position. So as you see, the person can be on the bottom here. He could be doing a lot of different, chokes and different attacks and different arm locks and things on that line. Right now, I'm looking from the point of view from the person in my position who knows what he's doing. I mean, the person in my position here is the one that does know Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. If the layman on the bottom, all the thing he's doing now is keeping the legs crossed and finding a way to technically avoid that. So that's the idea when you find, when you find yourself in somebody else's legs, is to hold one arm, leg up. He doesn't know what to do here. He's just holding with the leg. I bring my hand inside of the leg, lower the shoulder, go around, go to shift the legs, and establish my position here to mount and keep this kind of base. That's what I want. From here, I'll push his knees out of the way and mount the leg. Okay. one of the things that will occur as you're practicing these movements is sometimes your partner is going to hold the leg very tight. He's going to hold tight, and you're going to find that to bring this hand inside of the leg, it gets very difficult to bring the hand in. So you're going to find yourself having to use strength on the arm, which is not what you want. Remember that the idea behind all the techniques that we're seeing is to find an easy way to execute and accomplish the position that you're looking for. If it takes strength, something is not quite right. So you put your leg up, turn your body, hold the leg tight please. I'm going to turn my body sideways so that the groove of his legs will go like this, will get out of sync from my hip. Right now it's got a perfect fit with the curve of the knee around my waist. But when I put my leg up and turn my body sideways, a little gap happens right here on the knee. So I'm going to bring my hand on the bend of the knee, hold the leg tight, and he's holding my leg, my waist very tight. Hard for me to bring my hand in. I will bring my knee back down to the ground. I'll put my hand on the ground, and he's holding tight with the legs. But my hand stays on the ground. As I move my body away, his knee slides towards my shoulder. And I didn't have to push my hand in, but instead I move my body back. From this position here, this hand can feed the cloth to this hand. Shift the leg, again driving the weight to his neck until he opens the leg, elbow on the ground, and lift the body weight across the side, establishing my position. And then sometimes this hand goes to this side so that this leg does not go underneath my body. I'm blocking his leg with my arm. Push the knee away and mount the leg. So if the person is holding the leg very tight, you want to put the leg up and turn your body sideways. So it escapes from that little fit, the tight fit that you have on the joint of the hip against the waist. When I turn my body, a little gap happens right here on the bend of the knee. Hand will go in. This much is okay. From here on, it's going to be difficult if he's holding very tight. My hand is going to be kind of tight to lower, yeah. And I cannot bring my knee under to help his knee to slide up. It gets very tight, very difficult. So you put your knee back on the ground and rest your hand on the ground. Be sure that you don't drive your hand in. It takes a lot of effort to do that. Keep your hand on the ground. Keep your hand on the ground and move your body back. Slide away from it so that the knee automatically comes up to my shoulder. My hand didn't push in. I just stayed with the hand. I moved my body away. But now his leg is here. The fact that he's holding on tight with his own legs makes the knee come up to my shoulder. The hand grabs the cloth, feed it to the other hand, walk around. I drive the knee to his head so that he has to uncross the legs. When he opens the leg, my elbow goes on the ground. Let go of his legs. I'm always relaxed. Establish my position here on top of him. Bring the hand back if it needs be. If he tries to push me to the other side, I can use my hands. The trick is to rest the weight on top of the person here and be very relaxed. Be sure that your weight is centered on his chest so that the whole body is real loose and he feels the maximum weight. The hand controls from this side to this side. Then turn. In case his legs are on your way, you clear the legs out of the way, and then the foot goes over to bring you back to the mounted position. So from here, 1, the hand goes in, 2. He's holding tight. My knee goes to the ground. Hand on the ground. Be sure that you don't work with this on his thigh. It's harder to force his leg open here. Your arm should be on the bend of the knee, right on this area. That's where you want to do the entrance of the arm. not inside of the person's thigh here. Leg up, turn your body sideways, the hand goes on the bend of the knee, stay at the bend of the knee, hand on the ground, knee on the ground, his legs are holding tight. As I walk around him, my hand didn't push, my shoulder was lowered so that the leg I brought up to my shoulder, feed the cloth to the other side, lift the back leg because that makes my weight tilt forward. I'm relaxed, very relaxed. He's pushing me back with the legs, but there's not just a weight. My own body weight is going to make him feel uncomfortable. He opens the leg, very relaxed at all times. Establish a base here, push the knees away, and bring the leg over to the mounted position. That's the goal, is to get to the mounted position. So for a little recap, trap the arm, put the leg up, and the hand will go inside of the leg. Remember to find a comfortable position to bring your arm inside. Lower the shoulder, the arm is relaxed, grab the collar, walk around, let the weight slide down, and rest the weight on top of the opponent. That's what you want. After you establish your position here for a little bit, push his legs out of the way and mount this way. Sometimes when you're getting ready to pass the guard and you do this move or bring your hand inside, the opponent could just open the leg like this. If he opens the leg and lower the leg, you could just simply walk over his leg like that, push this leg out of the way, and be mounted. That would work. So I'm here, put the leg up. As I'm trying to go this way to pass the guard, he opens the leg. I can just walk over his leg and mount. Or I could be doing this. As I get lower to pass the guard here, he opens that leg and lifts his leg kind of high. So it's okay to let go of this arm, bring it inside of his leg, and totally change sides on him to establish a base this way. Sideways we sit, push the leg out of the way, and back on the mounted position. One more time, please. So as you put the leg up to pass the guard, and the hand goes inside, as I get ready to lower my shoulders, I might uncross the legs and leave the other leg kind of high. My hand will go underneath it, across the side. I'm here. Establish my position. Push the legs out of the way and back on the mounted position. Like this, hold the arm, leg up, the hand is going inside. He holds the leg very tight. I can't get any lower. Put my knee on the ground, hand on the ground. As I walk around and get to this, he opens the leg on the other side. My hand can go under and do this, lay across the side, clear the legs out of the way, and mount. Hold the arm, leg up. The hand goes inside, turn your body sideways, lower the shoulder. If he opens the leg and leaves the leg very low, it's okay to just walk over. If the leg is low, it's okay to just step over with your knee here. 1, 2, 3, and mount. In other words, the plan is to escape from inside of his legs and mount on him. when the opponent is holding tight and keeping you close and holding the legs very tight and moving out of balance, plus attacking your neck with chokes and things on that line, the option is to grab the cloth or hold the arms if he doesn't have a cloth and stand up. One leg, two legs. From this position now, I am out of reach from the arm lock, from the arms for choking me from this position. So what you want to do is that you want to grab both collars with the same hand. When he uncrosses the legs, my knees will squeeze his legs in so that his knees are squeezed in and the feet are pointing out like that. So that my hand can go inside of his leg, lower my shoulder in, grab the cloth, and walk around, leaning across the side, pushing his knee away, and bringing the leg over. When you get up and you grab the cloth here, you want to get comfortable with the idea of holding this so that he doesn't grab your feet with his hands and pushes you back. So it's like I'm riding here. My knees are bent. I'm holding the collar and I'm going to keep myself, if need be, pulling forward. Pull myself forward so he doesn't push me back. I'm going to keep this position. If he keeps the leg crossed, my hand will go inside of his leg. I'll put my hand on the knee and then I'll pry his leg open. Trap the knee with this. Grab the cloth. Walk around and let my body weight rest on top of him. Elbow on the ground. Establish my base here. This hand again can be on this side, or if need be, we move it to the other side, so that we prevent this leg from going underneath me. Okay, my arm is on the ground, flat hand on the ground, under the leg. So I can turn sideways, push the legs out of the way, and mount the leg. Once again then, grab the collar, put the leg up, stand up here. If you are in a comfortable base, look, the weight is on the legs, on my hip. I'm not muscling him. I'm in a comfortable stance here that the person can easily grab onto me here. I'm out of reach, he can't choke me. I got the collar with one hand. That's the move. The legs will come in and snug his legs this way. So if he grabs my feet and tries to push me back, I have the hands to support myself from falling back, and this hand will fly back. Grab the cloth. I want to keep this snug so that I can come down with this and keep the weight close to him. Establish my position, change the legs, push it away, and mount the leg. Good luck. Here, 1, 2, heads up, out of reach from him. That's the move. From here, the hand will go inside the leg, on my knee, pry the leg up, trap the leg. This is helping here to trap his leg. My head is also controlling his knee. From here, walk around, go around, elbow on the ground, establish my position on the side, turn the knee, move the legs out of the way, into the mounted position. One, two, grab the collar. This position. Base. From here, the hand, he opens the legs to try to push me back with the knee, but I'm riding along here. My knees are flexed, are mobile. I grab the grip on the collar. The knees are squeezing in. Everything is controlled this. This hand goes behind, keep it tight, grab the cloth, knee goes down, keep it tight, elbow on the ground, establish my position. The hand pushes the legs out of the way and mount the leg back in the mounted position. Continue. 1, 2. If the person is holding me very tight and it's got a good grip on me here, you could lift him up and hit him on the ground. It's a very dangerous move for the person on the bottom, to lift him up and bang, hit him on the ground. So the defense for the person on the bottom would be to uncross the legs, because when he uncrosses the legs, I can no longer pick him up. He's too heavy on the ground now. So now that he uncrossed the legs, I have the grip on the cloth. The hand goes back, grab the cloth, walk around, down, establish my position. Yeah. Push the knees away and mount the leg. From here, grab the cloth. 1, 2. If the person drops the knee very low, you can just put your knee over. Elbow on the ground, push the other knee away, and you're in the mounted position. So I got up. He does this move, lowering the knee very much. My knee is already here. All I gotta do is put the knee on the ground, take advantage of that. Elbow on the ground, play the weight across the side, stay very, establish your position here. Then this hand pushes the knee away and mount. On the other side, the same thing. I got up, he lowers his knee. I don't want his foot to go on my hip, huh? We don't want to give him a chance to do that. So when I'm here and he lowers the knee, my elbow will prevent that leg from getting established here. My elbow will hold him off until my knee has a chance to slide over. Elbow on the ground, drop the weight, establish your base here, push his knee away, and mount the leg. Like we did on the ground, sometimes when you get ready to pass the guard this way, and you're going for this, he might want to open up the other leg. You can go under, grab the cloth, and change sides on him. Base, push the knee away, and mount the leg. So from here, get up. I'm getting ready to pass the guard here. And when I get to there, he starts opening the other leg. My hand can go under his arm. I'm sorry. My hand goes under the leg. Go across. And then across the side. Establish the position. And mount the leg. Remember that you should follow these sequences slowly and repeat as many times as possible, because getting used to do the techniques relaxed gets the mechanics, you get the habit of getting the mechanics up down, and that's what you want over and over, so that you can be very comfortable with this kind of calm sequence, with the calm repetition. That's what's going to develop in you, the reflex. So as you increase the speed of the movement, because you've done it so many times, it's going to become easier for you to execute the moves. Fazer uma vezinha mais rápida aqui. Então, now we're going to do a sample of the same movement a little faster, so that you can have an idea of the alternatives that you might develop as you do that. So first I'm going to pass the guard on my knees. From here. Now using the option of standing up. The headlock is not the most technical way to win a fight. However, for those who lack better technique, it's probably one of the most widely used finishing holds. Don't worry, I'll show you some great escapes now. The first thing you want to do is avoid getting your chest crushed by the other person on the headlock in this position. So to avoid that, you want to turn your body sideways like this. Okay? So now when I hold the neck, my weight is no longer resting on top of your chest. So that's the first thing we do. Then you're going to tuck your chin in so that if I squeeze with the arms, I'm no longer on the neck part, but I'm on the jawbone at this point. Right here. The arm, the elbow is going to stay here with the arm standing up, and the other hand goes to this kind of thing. That's the move we want. To make this kind of frame. With this kind of frame, even if I were to rest all my weight here, you could be able to support my weight. So that's what we're going for. Once again, so when I get close to the neck, slide your shoulder back and turn your body sideways. With this frame, the more I try to pull towards the person's neck, the more it's going to hurt my neck. Okay, so that's the move right here. Once this is established, you want to slide your hip away from me, push my head back, and bring the top leg over the neck so that you can cross your feet and squeeze the legs. Okay. Person gets close to you, you want to turn sideways and immediately set this frame up. The elbow should be resting on the ground here. He can't force it down because of the leverage that you have as a result of this frame. That's what you're looking for right here. Steady frame. It's a good idea to put the blade of the wrist against my neck so that the more I push down, the more it hurts my neck at this point. I'm holding the neck. You slide your hip away. I lose the support on my back. And the top leg goes over. Cross your feet and squeeze the neck. Right. Cut the hip. The neck goes over and cross your feet. Tuck the neck, back up your hip. Yes. At this point, it's important that you realize that the bottom leg should not be caught under my shoulder. Make sure that the legs are one on each side of my neck. Let me just review this real quick. So we go to this move here, elbow on the ground, back up your hip, push the leg back, and the legs trap around the neck. Okay, let me do this on the other side here. So sideways, make a frame down here, slide your hip away, push my head back, and the legs will catch around the neck so that you can straighten the leg and squeeze the neck. And then squeeze the neck. If the person holds onto your neck and you bring the blade of the arm in front of my neck, making this kind of frame. But he is really strong and he holds your neck very tight. And then you move your hip away, bring my head back, but he doesn't let go of your neck. He keeps holding on. And you're going to follow him this way. Turn this way here. He's still holding on to your neck. You now mount the leg over and end up in this position with the hands spread on the ground so that he can't throw you out of here. That's the move you want. The aggressor grabs your neck here, you slide your hip away, push my head back, the leg goes over. He doesn't let go of your neck. Make sure that you use your hands on the ground for balance. The hand should be able to move around. The leg goes over. He still got you on the neck. Your hands are spread out so that he can't throw you out of this. Okay. Do this one. Person's got you in a headlock like this. You make a frame with the arm. You cut your hip, bring the leg over. He doesn't let go. You use your hands for base. But on the line. Right here so that he can't throw you out. Take your time, bring the leg over. Spread your hands on the ground so that you're established here. Right, that's the move you want. So that your hands on the ground will prevent him from throwing you out. And end up in a mounted position like this. Even if the person were to keep their head down, if you hold your wrist and grind his face, it's very uncomfortable on my neck, so you'll probably be able to create this space. Then you slide your shoulder away, move your hip back, push my head back, the leg goes over, cross your feet, and squeeze the neck. Again, it's holding tight, grind the hand. It's very important that grinding on the hand of the blade of the arm into my neck, so that the more I push down, the more it hurts my neck. Very uncomfortable for me in this position. Scoot your hip away, push the head back, use your hands for balance, mount the leg, base with your hands on the ground, and you are back in the mounted position. If the person, after a while, becomes aware of what movement that you might want to do, they might keep their head down, tuck in real low like this, which is going to make it difficult for the hand to come in here. So if I keep my head tucked in very low, very tight, it's hard for you to do this move. So your hand no longer has the space to come inside. So what you want to do at this point is bring the leg over and hook the leg here close to the groin with your foot, just like this. Okay, like that. Okay, from this move. From here, the back leg, using this leg, you don't want to pull me back over that way. That's not the idea. It would be too heavy to pull the opponent over that side. What you want to do is just leave your foot here and use this hook as a support so that you can go with your knee up on the other side and end up on top of me at this point, spreading your hands on the ground and rolling the person to this position. So if he's got your neck in a headlock and he tucks his head down real snug, really tight, you hook the leg, roll over him, untangle that foot. Right. Hands on the ground, leg up, and sit back. Make sure to sit back, because if you lift your hip too high at this point, you might lose your balance forward. You want to put the weight down and spread your hands in base so that he can't throw you out of here or forward. when you get to that top position, you want to make sure to establish your position. There's no rush. He's not going anywhere. So once you get on top of him, take your time, establish your position, ride the guy for a little bit. Then we're going to go into the next move. But for now, I just want to get the feel for the balance. That's what you want. You got the neck, holding the wrist, keeping the head down, holding tight. You hook the leg, climb up to your knees. Use your hands for base. Always think about use your hands. Put the weight down so that he can't move around. That's what you want. You want to be able to establish your position here. So that your hands are controlling and you can't get out. Okay. Other side. I've got you here on the back. Hold it back. Get your head down. You hook the leg. Climb up. Untangle the foot. Leg up. Base. Right. And then the blade. See. Okay. All right. Once again. Ideally, back up for a second. Ideally, as you practice the move, you don't want to wait for the person to grab your neck and then try to escape from here. This is a fight system, so as I get close to you, you should start turning now. Go. So by the time I get here, you're already ready for the opponent, huh? In other words, don't trust the person to come up to you, even in practice. When you say, okay, let me grab your neck, one sec. Don't let him grab your neck like this and start squeezing, and then you try to escape from this position. No good. So what you want to do is develop the habit of start turning right now at this point. So when the person gets here, you're already halfway out of it. Tuck your chin in, your head is protected, your neck is protected. I'm holding tight here, but the leg will come in, roll over, untangle the foot, establish your base here, sit back, so that he can't throw you forward. The arms are spread out, this arm and this arm. Move out like this, so that even if he tries to jump now, all you want to do is ride along for a little bit. If he lets go and face you, you're mounted. Okay. He could grab your neck, tuck the head down, and when you hook that leg and start climbing over my back, he keeps his legs like this and try to resist. But now, the weight of your shoulder will force my arm back. Hold the wrist and complete with a twist on the arm. Okay. Once again, please. If the opponent grabs your neck and holds you here, you hook the leg, climb up, use your hands for base, always, so that he can't push you back that way. The weight of your shoulder goes towards my neck, forcing my arm open, and then cranking the arm back this way. It's a painful move, so be careful with each other's shoulder at this point. One, hook the leg, base. The weight should be on my neck with your shoulder. Right. Okay. Other side, please. Hold the neck. He hooks the leg. Climbs up. I'm trying to resist not to be turned over. So now the weight on my neck, and then crank the arm up this way. Take the leg, climb up. Yeah. The weight on the shoulder, on the arm, and then come up with the arm. Okay. So if the person is here and is grabbing like this, you make that frame, elbow on the ground, scoot your hip away from me, push my head back, cross the legs, and squeeze the neck. Once again, please, if the same thing happens like this, well, Slide your hip, push my head back. If I don't let go of the headlock, you come up. Step over, spread your hands in base, and you're on the top position, the mounted position. I wanna make a note of a point here, that when we are in this position, and Royce hook the leg, I'm sorry, make a note of this, when you're in this position, and Royce brings the hand around the neck, to do this, and scoot the hip away, push my head back, the leg goes over, and I insist in holding this. 1 second. The aggressor is going to be so worried about holding your neck that you can pretty much take advantage of that. Notice how easy it is for Royce to move me around. See, you can put the guy wherever you want. He's so tight on the neck that you want to use that. You can move the guy around and then position him to wherever you want, because all he's thinking about is hold on to the neck. He's just, everything he's got is on the neck. So if you can be cool-minded enough about it, you can push your hands on the ground and carry the person wherever you want. I mean, you can just do whatever he's holding tight to the neck. You can capitalize on that. Right, and establish your position here. Always thinking about your balance so that you don't lose the position at this point. So take advantage of the fact that the person at this position holding onto your neck, you can move him around, you can carry him wherever you want. Okay. And yes, the headlock can be a painful movement. The person squeezing your neck, it can hurt. But if you tuck your chin in and protect your head down like this, even though you're feeling the pressure, it's not going to be as painful as it would be if you're not aware of that, if you did not know how to protect your neck. So it's very important that we develop the habit of, as soon as the person gets close to you, immediately you want to turn it sideways. So if I could, I would say for you to now on, sleep with your elbows here so that you can use this as a guideline to hold me at this distance. And anytime somebody gets close to you, that's what you want to do. Develop the habit of protecting your neck immediately. So by the time they get here, you are halfway safe in this position. Then the hand goes across the neck, but I tuck my head down too close. You can no longer put your hand through here. Then we hook the leg. Right. Climb over. Right. Hands on the ground. And again, he can move me around anywhere he wants. It's easy for him to capitalize on that. Because I'm just holding so tight on the neck, he can carry the opponent anywhere he wants. Okay. Another variation for the headlock is when the person's got your neck like this, and now he knows that you might try this. He keeps the head down against this one, so you can't bring your hand through here. He knows you might try that, so he tucks his legs under and he goes like this to his knees. So his knees are very, tucked in, and the head is like a little ball. He's all wrapped up in here. In this case, what you want to do is that you want to go to your knees. Right like that. Put your hand on the ground back there. Hold my shoulder with this hand. And now as you sit back, you roll the person back over like this. Again, Royce carries me around wherever he wants. Mount the leg. And he's got absolute control in the position again. So I can't throw him out of this. Got him on the headlock on the side like this, and to prevent the blade across the neck, I'm tucking my head down real low. To prevent the hook on my leg, I'm tucking my knees in. So he goes to his knees, holds my shoulder with one hand, kind of hugging towards him, put the other hand on the ground, and now he sits back, carrying him like a ball to the other side, shooting the leg over, spreading the hands on the ground in base, and again, easy to maneuver the person to whichever side he wants. Now if I let go, he will simply be mounted again on the mounted position. Okay. Protect my head down and protect my knee so that you can't hook the legs. That's what I'm at. You can't hook the legs. Can't push my head up. Goes to his knees. Hold my shoulder. As he sits back, I'm like a little ball, easy to lose my balance. Right here, and in this position, mount the leg over, spreading the hands on the ground so that he's got total control on the person here again. Another variation for the headlock is when a person has your neck in this position and he tucks the head down to prevent the hand from coming across the neck here. He'll tuck the leg in so you can't hook his leg, and as you hold the shoulder and go to your knee, he'll step back with his leg to prevent you from flipping him that way. In this case, you step over the legs, put your hands on the ground, and capitalize on the fact that he's holding on to your neck. But you can now step over and end up in this position. At this point, I should make a note that even though I have him on a headlock, the fight is not over yet. That's going to lead us to another situation where you're going to be able to capitalize on this. Okay, so the fact that I have him on a headlock, he's no longer on the same dangerous position where he was before. He's now in a much more advantageous situation. Okay. Let's do this a little bit on the side here. So if I have him on a headlock at this point, I keep my head down and tuck my knee in. So he can't hook the leg or brace my neck away. He holds my shoulder, goes to the knee, puts the hand on the ground, rolls me back, and I prevent that by stepping back. Now he's going to step over, hands on the ground, and walk back. So that from here, he can step over and use the hands to brace himself. Again, I've got him by the neck, but he'll be getting out of this very soon. One. That's it. Elbow on the ground. Back up the hip away from me. Push the head back. Leg over. Cross the feet. And squeeze the neck. Once again, please. Place the mat. Back up the hip. If I don't let go, he'll follow me. Mount the leg. Spread the hands on the ground. Always thinking about your base. Number one thing is to maintain your base so that I can't throw you out of here. Very important to be relaxed and with your hands mobile, so you can always put them wherever you need to for days. That's the main thing at this point, just to maintain the position. Let the person on the bottom try to get you up, but he can't. Let him wear himself out with that. If I hold the neck and tuck my head down so that the hand can't come in, you hook the leg, go to your knee. Use your hands for base. And up, rolling back to this side. Remember that if the person at this point would just let go and turn, you'd be mounted. Fifth leg in place. If from this position he decides to let go and turn, let him turn. It's still on top of him. If I hold the neck and keep my head down, when you hook the leg, I keep my base spread out so that you can't come up. He goes to the knee and dives the shoulder on my neck right here. It's very uncomfortable. And as he looks away, my arm, you have to let go of the grip and then complete with the arm lock. Breaking the arm back. If I got the neck and keep my head tucked down and the legs tucked in, you hold the shoulder, roll the person back, and go to this position where he can mount the leg, sit back, establish his base on the ground, always with the hand ready to protect himself from falling off. Hook the leg. I spread my base. Always in base, spreading your hands. Okay. If I keep my head tucked in and he climbs over, and as he's about to roll me back, go. I step back, he just steps over, hands on the ground, rolls me back, and mount the leg so that he can now again comfortably ride the position from here. If you ever find yourself with a person holding onto your neck, and as you turn sideways, he's really putting a lot of weight that way, take advantage of that and mount. Right there. In other words, as you escape from these headlocks, mostly you want to feel the balance. You want to see where the opponent's weight is resting. If he's got your neck here and you can feel his weight is all here, it's going to be easier for you to climb up. Right, again. If he's got the weight too much forward here on your neck, easy to hook that leg and climb up that way. Go over his arm or the arm this way or the back. If he's got here and putting the weight over it, you can just feel the weight. Oh, just go with him. And then mount the leg. Always ending up in base with the leg mounted and the arms spread out so that he can't throw you out of this. I can't emphasize enough how important it is to always allow yourself a second to establish your base. This is very important, especially because the opponent not knowing what to do. He's going to be jumping. He's going to be trying to struggle and muscle his way out. If you tighten up and tense up and try to use strength against him, it's easier for you to lose your balance at that point. But if you can be relaxed and just observe what he's doing and take your time, establish your base, you have a much better chance to succeed in all these techniques. Not only that, but also the fact that he's going to wear himself out a lot quicker because he's spending all this energy while you're just resting and riding along with him. So that's what you must keep in mind as you're practicing with your partner. And also be careful that when you're practicing, it's good that you pretty much allow each other to execute the technique so that you don't hurt each other's neck and that kind of thing very much. So when you get a partner to work with us, in these movements, hold the neck, but hold the neck not to crack his neck and, hurt too much, but just to hold the neck so that he has a chance to feel the position, to get used to get accustomed to how to escape from that kind of hold. And because you have a little more strength on your arms than he has on the neck. So you just want to hold, kind of relax, so because you want to make it easier for him to learn. And then when you reverse the position, he'll do the same thing to you. Not worth trying to resist and tighten up too much in the beginning so that you don't have your neck hurt and you have to spend some time without practicing these techniques. Huh? You want to get the most out of this. So the hand is here on the neck like this. Tuck your head in so that if you can't do one, you're going to find always going to be an opening to do something else. So for example, if I'm holding Royce's neck like this and my leg is preventing, there's another chance right here. Then he squeezes the hip away, the leg comes over. If I insist on this, he just immediately goes for the next move. Always capitalizing on whatever is available. That's what you want to do. Then from here he would mount the leg. If my leg is on his way, he clears the leg out of the way and mounts. Always thinking about the base at all times. To establish the base. Remember, we'll be getting out of this one here real soon. Okay. Do the other side. Huh? From here, if my head is up, he tries this. If I change, he changes. If I bring my leg in and tuck in, he can go to his knee, hold my shoulder, pull me back. I change, he comes over. Walks back. Push the knee out of the way and mount the leg, establishing the base. If I let go and turn, he can stay with me here. Okay. We're now going to see these techniques applied at regular speed. remember to go easy on your partner's neck. This concludes tape number 2. On tape number 3, I'll show you various applications of arm locks and chokes.